operations on signal. Okay, so what is a signal? We have seen in the last class. It is a function that depends on some independent variable. Okay, so now we are going to look at what are the various operations that you can do on that function. Okay, so let x of t be the signal. Then we can perform certain transformations on x of t. Okay, we can perform certain transformation on x of t to get a new signal. Okay, the transformed signal will be a new signal. So it is something like as I said, the system would do. System will take an input x of t and it will transform, and it will give you another signal which is say y of t. Now these transformations can be broadly divided into two categories. So one of the transformation is transformations with respect to the independent variable. Okay, so that is one class of transformation, and the second class of transformation is transformation with respect to dependent variable. Okay, so we know that for x of t, t is the independent variable. So by independent variable I am referring to t, and by dependent variable I am referring to the value which x of t will take. Okay, so which is the amplitude, or we can say amplitude of x of t. So that is basically the dependent variable. So we are looking at two kinds of transformation, and let us go one by one. Okay, so this I will call number 1, and this is number 2, and then number 1. Again we can look at many cases here. The simplest thing that you can think about is called shifting operation. Shifting or again you can divide this into two cases. One is like delaying the signal, or advancing the signal. So mathematically what is it? X of t will go to x of t minus tau. Okay, so if tau is positive, then we say the signal is delayed. Okay, on the other hand, if tau is negative, then we say the signal is advanced. Now, to see this very clearly, we can take an example. Let's draw some finite duration signal. Okay, so something like this. So this is 0, this is 1, 2 and 3, and it has some amplitude, let's say a. So this is our x of t. Delaying means what? So delaying means, so first I am showing delaying. means the signal which was supposed to come at some point of time, say it is supposed to start at t equal to 0 here for x of t. Instead of starting at t equal to 0, it starts at a later time. That's what we mean by delay. So it will start maybe somewhere here, then it goes 2 units, and then it comes. So this is my tau, and this is tau plus 2, this is tau plus 1, and then this is tau plus 3. So this is the time axis, which is the independent variable. So we will represent this signal as t minus tau. Now advancing means just the opposite, where we are shifting the signal to an earlier time. Okay, so instead of starting at 0, we will make it start at much earlier time. So as an example, let's look at. So here it will start somewhere here. So this amplitude is A, and then okay, so this is x of t plus tau. So here I am taking tau as positive. Okay, in both cases tau is positive, tau is greater than 0. Here also tau is greater than 0, but I have written t plus tau. Okay, so if you are writing t minus tau here also, then your tau is negative. So these are multiple ways in which you can write or represent the transformed signal, or in this case it is the shifting. So if the independent variable is time, then we can also call it as time shifting. Okay, so time shifting can be either delaying or advancing. So graphically you can see what is happening like this. Now the same signal I would like to perform this mathematically, okay, and come up with the expression for this signal. So first of all, we need to write the expression for x of t. How can we write the expression for x of t? It is equal to a when t is between 0 and 2. Okay, between 0 and 2, its magnitude is a, and then here there is a straight line. Okay, so between 2 and 3, it is the equation of this line. Okay, so we need to find the equation of that line. So for that you need 2 points here. So this point is 2 comma a, and this point here is 3 comma 0. So then you can find the equation of the line. So what is it? Y minus y1 minus by y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. Right? This probably you have studied. So here instead of since the independent variable is time and the dependent variable is x, let us write instead of y and x, let us write it as x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 is equal to t minus t1 divided by t2 minus t1. Okay, so let us write like this, and then let us substitute the values. So that is x is variable, then x1 is what? X1 is basically 2. So this is your x1. Sorry, x1 is a, t is 2. So this is of the form t comma x. So this is t1 x1, and this one is basically t2 x2. Okay, so let us substitute the values of x1, which is a, divided by what is x2? X2 is 0 minus x1, which is again a, is equal to t minus What is t1? T1 is 2. What is t2? T2 is 3 minus t1, which is 2. So we got an equation connecting x and t. Okay, so this is basically x minus a is equal to minus a. I am taking this cross multiplication and taking this a to the other side, t minus 2 divided by 1. Okay, so divided by 1 doesn't do anything, so you can write like this, and then you can take a to the other side. Therefore x is equal to a to the other side, it will become plus a and then minus at, and you have plus 2a, which is basically 3a, or let me write minus a into t plus 3a. So this is the equation of the line that we get. It could also be written as a into 3 minus t. Okay, but this is the standard form. Y is equal to mx plus c form. So now let us see what happens when t equal to 3. We see that it becomes 0. That's what we want. When t equal to 3, we should have x should be equal to 0. So if you look at this equation, when t equal to 3, it is minus 3a plus 3a, which is equal to 0. So that is satisfied. Now for the other point, when t equal to 2, so if you put t equal to 2, then what will happen? T equal to 2, we will have minus 2a plus 3a, so that will be plus a. So that is also satisfied. So 2 points are satisfied, means the equation is a valid equation. So therefore we can write a into 3 minus t between, from where to where? Between 2 and 3. So you write t between 2 and 3. Okay, and all other places it is 0 elsewhere. Okay, so the expression for the mathematical expression for this particular function has 3 parts. In one part, that is from 0 to 2, we have a, and then the other part, that is from 2 to 3, it is an equation of a straight line with a slope minus a and y-intercept 3a. Okay, and that is given by this expression. And then elsewhere means what is to the right of 3 and what is to the left of 0, it is equal to 0. Okay, so these are the 3 parts. Now the question is, what is the expression for the delayed function? Okay, similar approach we can take. You take the graphically you take the delay. Okay, if it is by tau units, you delay it by tau units. After that you can see from tau to tau plus 2 you have a, and then tau plus 2 to tau plus 3 you have some other expression, so that you can find out in that manner. So graphically you are finding the result and then writing down the expression for the signal. But alternatively you can do this mathematically. The transformation can be done mathematically. All you need to do is basically replace t with the t minus tau. So taking the transformation, t okay, t becoming t minus tau in the above expression. So t will become t minus tau. Wherever t, you just replace it with the t minus tau. So this is a, then 0 less than t minus tau now. Okay, wherever t comes, whether it is here in the specification of the range or whether it is in the specification of the amplitude of the function, wherever t comes, you just replace t with the t minus tau. Okay, so 3a minus t minus tau into a. So that is for 2 less than t minus tau less than 3 and 0 elsewhere. There is no t here, so there is no way I can put t minus tau there. Okay, so this is what we have. So now let me just copy this and bring it here. Okay, so this is what we have. Now we need to do some conditioning. And what is that you need to do? Like we need to express all the range in terms of t. So therefore, this is equal to, here there is only a, and then here I have to take this tau to the other side. So it's a minus tau. So when you take it to the other side, then it will become plus tau. So this will become tau less than t less than. So in other words, you can say that you add tau everywhere. So 0 plus tau, you will get tau. T minus tau plus tau, you will get t. And then here you have t2 plus tau. And similar thing you do here also. So you have, so if you expand it a little bit, so this expression, if you expand, you have 3a minus a t then plus tau a. So which is basically, so this is only term which has the variable t now. And the other thing you can combine. So this is 3 plus tau a minus a t. Or you can even say that it is a into 3 plus tau minus t. Okay, 3a then minus at plus minus minus plus, so that is a tau. So a is there in whole term, you can just take it common, and then 3 plus tau minus t. So you can write that. So a into 3 plus tau minus t. Again, here also we are going to add tau everywhere, so it will be 2 plus tau less than t less than 3 plus tau, and then 0 elsewhere. Okay, elsewhere means anything which is not covered by range 1 and range 2. So if you plot this function, now once you have this in this way, then you can plot it. So if you plot it, with respect to t, so what we are plotting x of t minus tau. So first range is basically from tau, so tau is somewhere here, and tau to, so tau plus 1 is here, tau plus 2 is here. So in this range it is a constant and it is equal to a. Okay, and then we have another expression for line. So if you look at the slope of the line is minus a. Okay, so if you look at this expression, you can see slope is y is equal to mx plus c form. So if you see that minus a is the coefficient of t, which is like the slope of the line. Minus a means negative slope, so it will be like this. Positive slope means it will be inclined toward the positive direction. So this is away from the positive direction of the x-axis or t-axis. So it has a negative slope, and then it has a y-intercept, which is basically a into tau plus. So you can find out the value at this point. So this is tau plus 1, this tau plus 2. So at tau plus 2, what happens? So if you put t is equal to tau plus 2, so we will have a into 3 plus tau minus tau minus 2. So this cancel, 3 minus 2, that is 1 into a, so that is a. So this point it is like this, and then the other end is basically 3 plus tau or tau plus 3. So this is tau plus 3. So if you put tau plus 3 instead of tau plus 2, so, minus 3, so then what happens? 3 minus 3, that is 0, so it will be 0. So that means you just join these two lines. This is the straight line this particular expression is giving, and elsewhere it is 0 means to the right and to the left, which is not covered by the ranges which are shown here, it is 0. So this is our delayed expression. So we have taken two approaches. One is a graphical approach, which is a very simple and more intuitive approach. That is, if you delay by a particular signal, if you delay, it will appear at a later time, okay, after a tau unit of time. So that is what we did first. So that is this expression. And secondly, what we have done is basically taken the mathematical expression of the signal and then just applied the transformation. Okay, so the transformation is with respect to the independent variable t is transformed to t minus tau, and then we had the other expression. Okay, now same thing you can do for t plus tau, that means advancing. So then you will see that the resulting expression would be describing a signal which appeared earlier. So the original signal x of t was becoming non-zero at t equal to 0, but now it would appear earlier. It will begin to start at an earlier time. Okay. Hope it is clear. If there is any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we are going to move to the next operation. Is it clear?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it seems like, sir, it is not getting delayed, sir, in here.
Here.
Yes,
see,
sir.
This is t equal to 0. We look at this is t equal to 0. So earlier we have x of t which would go to a at t equal to 0. But now we are waiting even after time t is equal to 0 has been crossed, still it has not come. No signal has even started. Okay, but when it reaches t equal to tau, then the signal begins to go to a. So can you see that it is representing a delayed signal? The original signal, we got it started from t equal to 0, and then it continued and entered after 3 units of time. But here what happens is that we waited even after crossing t equal to 0, no signal. But then when it reached t equal to tau, all of a sudden the signal got started. So therefore,
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, but we have taken it for delayed signal also. No, so it means for advancing signal, yes.
Yeah, for advancing signal, if tau is positive, then advanced signal is represented by x of t plus tau. Okay, so there is
yes, sir, but we have represented in a delayed signal form, sir.
Yeah, so I have only shown this with respect to t minus tau. So same thing you can do with t plus tau also, and the resulting expression, when you try to draw the graph from the resulting expression, you will have the signal getting it started earlier, before t equal to 0. So this is 0. So before that, say minus 1 or somewhere like that, it would get it started. So therefore we are saying that it has advanced. That means actual signal which was supposed to start at t equal to 0, but the advanced signal will start earlier at time t equal to minus 1. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us now move on. So you can take multiple examples. So we will come to more examples on shifting once we discuss other operations also. Okay. So operation number 2. So this is what was the symbol that I use. Okay. So 1.2. So next operation is time inversion. Okay, time inversion. So what it means is that, so if I take the same example which we have considered. So this is our signal, this is our x of t. We had it remaining at a for 2 units of time, 1, 2, and then it linearly go to 0 in the next unit of time. So this is our signal, original signal. Now time inversion means the transformation is like this. All these are transformation on the independent axis. So here what we do is t will go to minus t, or in other words x of t will go to x of minus t. Now what it does graphically, if you represent what it does, you have the signal x of minus tau, so this is t. So that means whatever was on the right side of the vertical axis go to the left in like a mirror symmetry. Okay, so that means it will go like this and then like this. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and then this is 0. Whatever was on the left, it goes to the right. Whatever was on the right goes to the left. Okay, just like taking a mirror symmetry. Okay, so the reflection or the inversion is basically with respect to t equal to 0 axis. T is equal to 0 axis means the vertical axis. Okay, so that operation is called the time inversion. Okay, t going to minus t. Now let's do this just like we have done it by writing mathematically the expression of x of t. So let's do that. So this is by intuition. We are saying that time inversion means minus t. Whatever was on the minus t axis will go to the plus t axis. Whatever was on the plus t axis will go to minus t axis. Okay, but let us also look at this the other way. That is, it is equal to a from time between 0 and 2, and then what was it? A into 3 minus t, right? Between 2 and 3. I hope this is what we have done. A into 3 minus t, yes, and then 0 elsewhere. Okay, and we are applying the transformation just like before. So but here the transformation is that t will be replaced by minus t. So wherever t comes in the expression for signal, so here a only, so no t there, but here t will be replaced by minus t, and then a into 3 minus t will become 3 plus t, and then 2 less than minus t less than 3, and 0 elsewhere. Okay, so that is x of minus t. Now we need to do some algebraic arrangement to write it in a standard form. The standard form is that we have to specify the range with respect to t, not with respect to minus t. So you have to remove this minus sign from here. So what is the way to remove the minus sign? You just need to multiply the entire thing with the minus 1. Now whenever you multiply any inequality with a minus 1, you have to less than become greater than become less than. Okay, if it is less than or equal to, it will become greater than or equal to. So that is a consequence of multiplying with the minus 1. Okay, earlier we were adding, therefore that was not affected. We were just adding everywhere 2 or tau rather. So here we are multiplying. In order to remove the minus sign from minus t, we are just multiplying with minus 1, and therefore the inequalities we need to be careful. So this is very easy to see physically. If you say that 2 is less than 3, right? Now if I multiply this inequality with a minus sign, what will happen? This will become minus 2, and here it will become minus 3. Now you see that if I put less than here, this is a wrong equation, because minus 2 is not less than minus 3. It is rather greater than minus 3. So multiplying with minus 1 will actually revert the inequality symbols. Okay, so that is the only thing that you need to keep in mind. Otherwise everything is same. Okay, so you do that multiplication. 0 into minus 1 doesn't change anything, but inequality sign, it will become greater than, then t greater than or equal to, and then this is minus 2. Same thing, already here I have written 3 plus t, and again I will have to multiply with minus 1, so it will become minus 2 greater than t, then greater than, I can put greater than or equal to also, you can verify that also, minus 3, and then 0 elsewhere. Now it's possible to plot it. By looking at this expression, you can plot it. Maybe I should shift it a little bit. Because I need to draw for the negative side, so I need to have some space here. Right, so the first range, if you look at 0 to minus 2, so this is minus 1, this is minus 2, and in that range it is a, and then I have now positive slope. You see that my slope is a into t, right? So m is basically a, and so slope is a, means in 1 unit you have a change in vertical axis by a units. So that is what slope equal to a means. In 1 unit of time you have, so when you go from minus 3 to minus 2, okay, so minus 3 to minus 2, then you will have an increment of a units in the vertical direction, and y-intercept is 3a, which also you can, if you extend it, so this is the line, you extend it, you will see that this is a, so then 2a, then 3a. Okay, if you properly do this, maybe I have not done properly. Okay, something like this. So this is a, 2a, so this is a, so you take 2a here and then 3a here. So the y-intercept is 3a here, this is the y-intercept, and slope is a. So that is this line. So this is our expression, and which is the same which we got graphically, right? Everything same. So this is the mathematical way of transformation, and the other was the graphical way of transformation. Graphical is more intuitive, you can easily see it, but you need to be a little careful, which I will tell you with some examples later. Okay, let's go to the third transformation, which is basically scaling. So we will call it time scaling. Okay, and what is this transformation? The t in x of t will take a change or a transformation as a t multiplying by a factor a. Okay, which means that I am going to take the same expression x of t. So we had the plot here. So it is remaining at a for 2 unit, 1, 2, and then it is linearly decreasing. So this was our x of t. Now it depends whether a is greater than 1 or less than 1. You can have two cases here. If a is greater than, so not 0, greater than 1, a is positive, but a is always positive in this case. But if a is greater than 1, we have the first case, which is called as compression. And if a is less than 1, but it is a is always positive, so let me just say that a is positive. But if it is greater than 1, we have a case of compression of the signal, time compression. Otherwise it is time dilation. Dilation means stretching. Okay, you can call it stretching of the signal. Okay, compression means you are cramping everything. So let's see the picture for the cases of both a greater than 1, how the picture will look like. Okay, so if let's take the case of a equal to 2. If a equal to 2 means what would go up to 2 will only go up to 1. Amplitude is still remaining a, okay, no change in the amplitude, but only thing that is changing is, so earlier this constant line was going up to 2, but now instead of 2 it is only going up to 1, and 2 is somewhere here. And then 2 to 3 it was 1 unit, now it is only half a unit. So this is what we mean by compression. You can see that it is compressed along the time axis, it is shortened. And similarly, if you look at time dilation, again let's take some value for a equal to say half. Then you can imagine what will happen. What used to take for 2 units of time, now it will take for 4 units of time. So it will remain for 4 units of time, and what used to take for 1 unit of time will now take for 2 units of time. Okay, so this is basically x of 2t, and this one is x of t by 2. So this is a, amplitude is not touched, it is remaining at a. Only difference is that it got stretched, widened. Okay, so let's now look at this operation mathematically. So we will start again with the expression for x of t. So x of t is equal to what? X of t is equal to a, from where to where? From 0 to, so this is 0 to 0, t less than or equal to 2, and then we had a into 3 minus t, from where to where? From 2 less than t less than or equal to 3, and 0 elsewhere. This is not just for this particular signal. You can take any signal and follow this procedure. You will get the transformed expression for the corresponding signal. The transformed signal expression you can get systematically. So now what is the transformation? So let me show one case, and the other case you can do similarly. So let's take the case where t is becoming 2t. Okay, so let's consider the case t goes to 2t, and therefore what will happen? We have x of 2t, x of 2t. So wherever t comes, you just replace. So that is the idea. So here there is no t, only a is there. So 2t less than or equal to 2, and then a into 3 minus, so t is there, so you replace it with 2t, and then 2 less than 2t less than or equal to 3, and then 0 elsewhere. Okay, now all that we need to do is basically to rearrange these range expressions. So here it is a, and then so how to rearrange? So you can see that there is a, if you want to go from 2t to t, you have to divide everything with 2. So 0 by 2 is 0. Since there is no sign involved, these inequalities will remain as such. Then t less than or equal to t by 2 by 2, that is 1. Next one, here it is a into 3 minus 2t. So here it will go 1 less than t less than or equal to 3 by 2, which is 1.5. Okay, so 3 by, you can write it as 3 by 2, or you can write it as 1.5 also. Okay, then 0 elsewhere. Okay, so now if you look at the plot, if you try to plot it from 0 to 1, it is remaining at a. So that is what I have shown here graphically. You will get that region. And then from 1 to 1.5, you have an equation of straight line. And what is the slope? The slope is basically minus 2a. It's a negative slope, but 2a. So that means when you change 1 unit, it has to change by 2a. But if you are changing by half units, then you will change by a. Okay, so the slope is minus 2a, means when you change t by, when you increase t by 1 unit, the x will decrease by 2a unit. But if you are increasing t by half unit, the decrease of sx will be by a unit. Okay, that is what is happening here. It is decreasing by a unit when you change by half unit of time. So we will get the same expression if you plot this straight line. If you plot this constant line, you will get the same expression. So it is the correct expression for the transformed signal. Okay, so now we have seen 3 operations, and most of the practical cases, this transformation are not separate. Okay, they get you need to do multiple transformation at the same time. That means shifting, scaling, and time inversion, all put together into a single transformation. Okay, so let's look at an example. Okay, let's take a different example. So now example 2. So we are given, I am giving you a picture of the signal, and okay, let me just slightly different signal. Okay, just for an example I am taking this, and this is 1, and here it is 2, and this is 0, and this is 1, and this is 1.5, and let's say this is maybe I will maybe 0.75. Okay, so this is the signal that is given. The question is, so this is given as x of t. The question is find x of minus t by 2 plus 3. This is the question. Okay, find x of minus t by 2 plus 3. X of t is given. You are asked to find out. So you can use either graphical method, or you can either use mathematical method. Mathematical method, if you do it correctly, everything, then you will get a final expression, and then you can plot it. Okay, if you do it graphically, you need to be careful about. That's what I was pointing out earlier. Now if you are doing it graphically, so let me try to do it graphically first, this particular problem, which if you are careful, then that is an easier method. Okay, so we need to go step by step. So first of all, you need to decide which operation you want to do first. Okay, which operation you want to do first. Is it the shifting operation, or is it the scaling operation, or is it the inversion operation? So that is something that you need to figure out. So there are multiple ways you can proceed. Okay, so so if anybody have any say on how to go about solving this graphically, because graphically we know individual operation what it does. So if you can break down it into a sequence of individual operation, then cascading those operations one after the other, we can finally get to the result. So anybody has any suggestion how to proceed? Nobody is responding. Okay, so let me just take one sequence. Okay, so the sequence which I am going to take is number 1. I am going to do a shift operation first. Shifting by 3 units to the left. What does that mean? X of t will go to x of t plus 3. Shifting to the left means advancing, and advancing means t will be changed to t plus 3. That is the first thing I will get. So I will get x of t plus 3, half done, or one portion is done. Okay, earlier it was x of t, now it is x of t plus 3. Number 2, this next step that I will take is basically x of t plus 3. What I will do is I will I will stretch the signal, so which means that t will be replaced with t by 2. So I will get basically x of t by 2 plus 3. So this is how I will write the expression x of, so wherever is t will be replaced with a t plus 3. So it will not touch my 3 here, only the t will be replaced with the t by 2. So that is stretching. So time scaling, particularly stretching, because a is half. Third step, I will do time inversion operation. So I will take the output of the second operation, I will merely make t to minus t. So what will I get? I will get minus t by 2 plus 3. So this is the sequence I can follow. Now this is not the only way I can solve this problem. I can adopt another sequence also, but you need to be careful. So that is the purpose of this example. Okay, so let me do the shifting. Okay, so you keep in mind this is so this is minus 0.75, not 0.75, and this is 1.5. So if I shift by 3 units to the left, what will happen? 0.75 it was, and if I go 3 units to the left, it will start where? Anybody? If I shift it by 3 units to the left, where it will start? Minus 3, minus 3.75, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let us now denote minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 3.75 means somewhere here. It will start there, and then it will go up to what point? 1 minus 3, which is minus 2, right? It will remain at 1. Till minus 2 it will remain at 1. We start here and then go to minus 2. This is going to remain at 1. This is 1. Okay, after that what happens? Then it rises to 2 in half unit. Rises to 2 in half unit. So half unit means from minus 2 to minus 2.5. So 2 is somewhere here, and minus 1.5 is somewhere here. Okay, so this is our function. Okay, the original function, only thing I did is I shifted it. So this is therefore x of t plus 3. I did not do anything else, only one operation, that is time shifting operation.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you explain once more, sir, after shifting?
Only the shifting.
Yes, sir.
Only the shifting. Okay. So
After shifting. Yes, sir.
yeah. So what we are given is x of t here. And I said I will be shifting this function first step I am doing step by step. Okay, step 1 is what I am looking at. So this is step 1. Now I could have taken another step also here, but I have taken this particular step because that is I find more easier. I'll tell you there is other way of doing it also. You can take another operation as step 1, but I'll come to that later. So here I have x of t plotted here. Everything you take the signal, you advance it by 3 units to the left. Okay, so here from minus 0.75 to 1. So what is the duration? 1.75 is the duration where it remains at 1, right? 1.75. So when you shift, that should not change. So for 1.75 duration, it should remain. So this is 2 minus 2, and so minus 3, this is 1, and then 0.75. So this point is basically minus 3.75. So 1.75 duration, it is remaining at 1, and then for half a duration it goes to 2. In half a duration it goes to 2. So what I did is only just taken the signal and shifted everything by 3 units. Okay, earlier the signal started somewhere here, minus 0.75. So now it is shifted to minus 3.75. Everything is shifted. There is no other transformation involved, only shifting is involved. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So duration should be maintained, sir.
Duration should be maintained, amplitude should be maintained, nothing else should be changed. Only the starting and ending is shifted. Otherwise everything is maintained. That is shifting operation. We are only doing shifting. We are not doing any scaling. We are not doing any inversion. We are doing only one operation at a time. So this is the graphical method. There are 3 basic time operations, out of which we are doing one by one. Okay, the next operation, if you look at stretching. Okay, t going to t by 2. So here what we need to do, we need to compress the signal into half. Okay, so the compression, when you do, you need to be again careful. No, it is not compression, this is stretching, right? Because yeah, A is basically half, so it is stretching by, so that means the width of the signal will be doubled here. So that is the next operation, time scaling, which is basically a stretching operation, because A the factor of stretching is basically. Now if you stretch this signal, what will happen? Okay, so let me just reduce this a little bit. Okay, so whatever was at t will go to say whatever was at 1 will go to where. So if something was at -1 for example, or something was at 1, if something was at 1, when you divide it by 2, what will happen? It will go to half, right? If something was at 1, it will go to half. If something was at -1, when you divide by 2, it will go to minus half. Similarly, if something was at 4, it will, okay, so this you have to be again careful. Let me, so basically we need to do the stretching, but
Sir, it is at 1.5, minus 1.5.
yeah, here it is at 1.5, correct.
So
Here.
from here, if we double it,
Yeah, so what is the duration? The entire duration, that has to be doubled, minus 1.5. So the entire duration, if you look at this duration, is how much? This is minus 1.5 here, and here minus 3.75. So total is how much? This is 1.75 plus half. 1.75 plus half is 2.25, right? So after stretching, it will become multiplied by 2. So that is what we are expecting. So 2.25 into 2, that is 4.5. So it should, its width should go to 4.5. Okay. So let us now draw it graphically. Okay, so this is 3.75. So let me just mark the axis here: minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Okay, I think it should be enough. Minus 8. So what I am trying to do is t is replaced with t by 2. 0, 1. Okay. So so 3.75 into 2 is what? 3.75 into 2 is, or minus 3.75 into 2 is, it is
12.5.
Minus 7.5. So that you mark. Amplitude should not change, and then the other limit is minus 2 into 2, that is minus 4. Mark it here. Okay, and then minus 1.5 into 2, which is minus 3. So this is my 1, and 2 is somewhere here, and in 1 unit I should go to 2. Clear? So what I did is basically I took all these coordinates here where it is changing the shape, multiplied it with 2, because I am stretching means widening the width. So every coordinate axis will be doubled. Okay, so earlier it was minus 1.5, it became into 2, that is minus 3. Earlier it was minus 2, here there is a change happening here, so into 2 minus 4, and then now you will look at what is the width. So what I said was it should be 4.5. So this is 7 minus 7.5 and minus 3. 7.5 minus 3 is 4.5. So we have stretched it out, so we need to be careful to correctly come to the point at which these final changes are happening. Okay, the transitions are happening. So from 0 to 1, it is happening at minus 7.5. How did I come? I took this minus 3.75 and multiplied with 2. Okay, mathematically we can verify it. I will come into that later. Okay, then finally we have one more operation left, and that is basically taking this and then inverting it, which is very simple. Whatever is on the left goes to what is on the right, and so that is easy to do. Okay, so draw it toward the right, because so this is x of minus t by 2 plus 3, and then you find mark this axis 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Then it's a mirror reflection. Okay, so it is not shifting everything to the right, it is basically reflecting. Okay, inversion means reflection. So minus 3 become plus 3. Whatever is at minus 3 will go to plus 3. So that is 2 unit, and 1 is somewhere here, and whatever is at minus 4 will go to plus 4, and then whatever is at minus 7.5 will go to plus 7.5. Okay, so this is what our required signal. Okay, we'll take a break and then we'll come back after 5 minutes.